voter suppression is not endemic to Georgia. It is singular in Georgia. We are really good at it. We are very good at voter suppression, but it happens across the country. And we have to remember that the beginning of voter suppression was not the 1960s. It wasn't 2013. It was the inception of our country. We live in a nation that from its, we have this wonderful Declaration of Independence, but the documents that counted have never counted most of us. And so the very beginning, the only people permitted to vote in our country were white men who owned land. By some estimations, that was 6% of the population. Black people weren't considered human. Native Americans were invisible. Women were supposed to be silent. And because of the Naturalization Act of 1790, anyone else who made it here wasn't going to be allowed to be a citizen. Every piece of progress we have made since then has been in spite of our organizing documents, not because of it. And I say that to say, America isn't who we are because of the paperwork, or who we are because of the people work. And our people work is what's going to make the next generation of change possible. It's the people work of volunteering. A lot of you know communities where you had long lines, whether you're in Georgia or in Texas or in New York, in Kentucky, in Wisconsin. We need young people to actually volunteer to be poll workers. You actually get paid for the job, but we need you to sign up to be in there, because a lot of the folks getting turned away, being told they can't vote, are young people. And so we need young people to be, instead of waiting for the system to change, take over the system. Be the person who checks somebody in, who makes certain that they get to vote, who makes certain that they know the rules. So that's number one. Number two, make sure everyone you have ever met is registered to vote.
Yes.
We have to overwhelm the system, because voter suppression is only going to get worse. The Republican National Committee has committed to $60 million in private and basically through soft and hard dollars. They're going to raise up to $60 million for voter security. That means voter intimidation. They are going to put together 50,000 volunteers, their poll patrol. The last time they did this, they had people wearing armbands, walkie-talkies, and sidearms, because these were off-duty officers in 1981. And it was so bad, a federal court told the Republican National Committee they couldn't participate, and it lasted for almost 40 years. Surprise, surprise, this is the first year they get to do it again. Only this year, they're going to have off-duty ICE officers, off-duty law enforcement, folks who are really unhappy about Black Lives Matter, who are really unhappy about the Dreamer decision from the Supreme Court, who are really unhappy about the LGBTQ decision from the Supreme Court. So we need our own army. We need a double army of people who are ready to protect the right to vote. And the third thing I would say is, we have to remember that it's not just about voting, it's also about the census. Young people are the most likely in community to need the resources that the census provides, and they're the least likely to be able to participate. So if you live at a home, make sure your parents, whoever your head of household is, has filled out the census. Right now, people of color are the least likely to be counted: immigrants, young people, renters, and rural folks. That's going to cost us up to, just people of color being undercounted. The expected undercount is going to cost us $8 billion every year. And let's understand what that means. That means no school lunches. That means overcrowded classrooms. That means no money for the community programs that we need in response to police brutality. That means no funding for the community programs that help remove guns from the neighborhoods. But it also means no Pell Grants. All of those dollars are the dollars we need, and if we don't get counted, we don't count. So be registered, be a poll worker, and be counted in the census. Those are the three things we need you to do. And the two groups I started are Fair Fight to do the work of the voter protection, and Fair Count to make sure people get counted. And I'm happy to help anybody who wants to help push this forward in your communities get that work done.
Yeah, you basically